federal investigators are now providing a detailed examination of the substantial evidence gathered from P. Diddy's residences prior to his indictment. This evidence includes firearms, ammunition, electronic devices, and over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and personal lubricant. The disgraced rapper was arrested on Monday, September 16, 2024, following a grand jury's indictment on several federal charges, including racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking through force, fraud or coercion, and transportation for the purpose of prostitution. Homeland Security apprehended Diddy at the Park Hyatt in New York, where he had been staying for the past week in anticipation of these charges. It appears that Diddy may have been aware of the impending legal actions. Federal agents executed search warrants at 2 of his properties, specifically targeting him to uncover electronic evidence related to alleged criminal activities, such as sexual assault and racketeering. These serious allegations trace back to November of the previous year when Cassie Ventura, known as the singer Cassie, filed a civil lawsuit against him. In her claims, she accused Diddy of physical and emotional abuse, coercing her to carry illegal firearms, and compelling her to engage with prostitutes. Although the lawsuit was settled out of court just 1 day after being filed, it marked the beginning of a series of legal challenges that Diddy would encounter in the following months. Several additional accusers have emerged with civil lawsuits claiming that Diddy's history of sexual abuse extends back to the 1990s. A civil suit filed by Rodney Jones, also known as the producer Lil Rod, brings these allegations into 2024. According to Lil Rod's extensive lawsuit, Diddy is portrayed as the mastermind behind several dark schemes. Furthermore, Lil Rod's lawsuit includes claims that may attract federal attention, alleging the existence of hundreds of hours of video and audio recordings documenting Diddy's illicit activities. This was the focus of the federal investigation on March 25, 2024, when search warrants were executed at Diddy's residences in Los Angeles and Miami. Initially, there was speculation that investigators were gathering electronic evidence, but it has now been confirmed through the indictment against Diddy that authorities seized over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant from his property. Combs Enterprise is accused of transporting and facilitating the movement of commercial sex workers across state lines and internationally during events. Additionally, Combs allegedly distributed various controlled substances to victims, partly to ensure their obedience and compliance, often without their knowledge. He reportedly maintained videos he recorded of victims engaging in sexual acts with commercial sex workers following these events. Combs and the victims generally received intravenous fluids to aid in recovery from physical exertion and substance use. Allegations suggest that Diddy's business associates facilitated these encounters by preemptively stocking hotel rooms with necessary supplies, including controlled substances and baby oil. They also managed the cleanup of hotel rooms post-encounters to minimize damage, arranged transportation for victims, commercial sex workers, and Combs to and from these events, and provided Combs with the requested supplies. Additionally, they delivered substantial amounts of cash to Combs for the payment of commercial sex workers and coordinated the delivery of fluids. During federal raids, authorities confiscated various items, including narcotics, hundreds of bottles of lubricant and baby oil, as well as electronic records related to these encounters. Furthermore, investigators recovered AR-15 rifles, ammunition, and a high-capacity drum magazine from Diddy's residence during the March raids. Since then, federal prosecutors have been building their case against him, culminating in grand jury proceedings that resulted in his indictment on September 16, 2024. He was taken into custody, and the indictment was made public the following day. On September 17, 2024, Diddy appeared in federal court, where he pleaded not guilty to the charges. During the hearing, a federal judge denied him bail, ruling that he must remain in custody until the trial.
This part, a lot of people don't know. Diddy turned me down.
The controversy involving P. Diddy and the misunderstandings surrounding Chris Brown has been a topic of significant discussion in the entertainment industry, drawing attention from fans, media, and industry insiders alike. P. Diddy, a prominent figure in the music industry known for his work as a producer, rapper, and entrepreneur, has often been in the spotlight for various reasons, including his business ventures and personal life. Recently, he found himself at the center of a controversy that involved Chris Brown, a well-known R&B singer who has faced his own share of public scrutiny and legal issues over the years. The misunderstandings between P. Diddy and Chris Brown seem to stem from a combination of social media interactions, public statements, and the broader context of their respective careers. For instance, there may have been comments made by either party that were taken out of context or misinterpreted by fans and the media, leading to speculation about their relationship and intentions. Additionally, the dynamics of the music industry often complicate these situations, as artists navigate collaborations, rivalries, and public perceptions. The pressure to maintain a certain image can lead to misunderstandings, especially when fans and media outlets are quick to jump to conclusions based on limited information. Moreover, both P. Diddy and Chris Brown have had their share of controversies in the past, which can color public perception and influence how their interactions are viewed. For example, Chris Brown's history of legal troubles and P. Diddy's own controversies may lead to heightened scrutiny of their actions and words, making it easier for misunderstandings to arise. In summary, the controversy involving P. Diddy and the misunderstandings surrounding Chris Brown highlight the complexities of celebrity relationships in the public eye. It serves as a reminder of how easily miscommunication can occur and how the narrative surrounding public figures can be shaped by perception, context, and the ever-evolving landscape of social media. As the situation develops, it will be interesting to see how both artists address the misunderstandings and whether they can move past the controversy to focus on their respective careers. Sean "Love" Combs, known as Diddy, is an American rapper, record producer, and executive. He helped launch artists like Notorious B, I.E.G., and Mary J. Blige. Combs has 3 Grammy Awards, 2 MTV Video Music Awards, and a Guinness World Record. He founded Bad Boy Records in 1993 after working at Uptown Records. His first album, No Way Out, was a huge success and won platinum certification. Combs later formed the group Diddy, Dirty Money and released Last Train to Paris in 2010. In addition to music, he created the clothing brand Sean John and worked with Cîroc Vodka and Revolt TV. His net worth is estimated at $1 billion as of 2022. However, Combs has faced sexual misconduct allegations since 2023, resulting in lawsuits, loss of partnerships, and a revoked honorary doctorate. In March 2024, his properties were raided by Homeland Security as part of an investigation. Surveillance footage also surfaced of him assaulting Cassie Ventura in 2016. Combs issued a public apology in response. Sean John Combs was born on November 4, 1969, in the Harlem area of New York City. He was raised in Mount Vernon, New York, where his mother, Janice Combs, née Smalls, worked as a model and teacher's assistant. His father, Melvin Earl Combs, was a member of the U.S. Air Force and had connections with the notorious New York drug dealer Frank Lucas. Tragically, Melvin was shot and killed in his car on Central Park West when Combs was just 2 years old. He has one sister. Combs was brought up in the Roman Catholic faith and served as an altar boy during his youth. He completed his education at Mount St. Michael Academy, an all-boys Catholic school, graduating in 1987. While at the academy, he played football, contributing to his team's division championship in 1986. Combs acquired the nickname Puff in his childhood due to his tendency to huff and puff when upset. Initially, Combs pursued a business degree at Howard University but left after his second year. In 2014, he returned to Howard to receive an honorary doctorate in humanities, which was later revoked in 2024 due to a scandal involving his misconduct, and to deliver the commencement address for the university's 146th graduation ceremony. Combs is the father of 7 children. His first biological child, a son, was born in 1993 to fashion designer and stylist Misa Hilton. He received a football scholarship to UCLA and graduated in 2016. Combs had a tumultuous relationship with Kimberly Porter, 1970 to 2018, which spanned from 1994 to 2007. He raised and adopted Quincy, born in 1991, who is Porter's son from a prior relationship with singer-producer Usher, a rival of Combs. Together, they welcomed a son in 1998 and twin daughters in 2006. Porter passed away from pneumonia on November 15, 2018. 5 months prior to the birth of his twins, Combs had a daughter with Sarah Chapman, for whom he assumed legal responsibility in October 2007. From 2007 to 2018, Combs was in an 11-year relationship with Cassie Ventura. Both of Combs' eldest sons appeared on MTV's My Super Sweet 16. For his oldest son's 16th birthday, Combs gifted him a Maybach valued at $360,000. He also hosted a lavish party for his second eldest son, presenting him with 2 cars as a birthday gift. Combs' 7th child, a daughter, was born on October 15, 2022, to Dana Tran. In November 2022, Combs and his second eldest son made history as the first father-son duo to achieve simultaneous #1 hits. Combs topped the Billboard Adult R&B Airplay chart with Gotta Move On, while his son, known as King Combs, reached the top of Mediabase US Urban Radio chart with Can't Stop Won't Stop, featuring Kodak Black. Combs owns a residence in Alpine, New Jersey, which he acquired for $7 million. In 1997, Inga Bongo filed a lawsuit against Combs, alleging landlord neglect, which Combs refuted. On April 15, 1999, shortly after the release of the music video for Nas' Hate Me Now on MTV, which depicted Combs being crucified, he, along with 2 associates, forcibly entered the office of Nas' former manager, Steve Stoute, and assaulted him. In June 1999, Stoute initiated legal action against Combs, leading to an out-of-court settlement of $500,000. Initially charged with assault, Combs pleaded guilty on September 8, 1999, to a harassment charge and was sentenced to attend a 1-day anger management class. On December 27, 1999, Combs, accompanied by his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and his protege rapper Shyne, were present at Club New York in Times Square, Manhattan, when a shooting occurred. A prosecutor indicated that the altercation was triggered by a dispute between Combs and another club patron. Following a police investigation, both Combs and Shyne were arrested on weapons-related charges. Combs faced 4 charges related to firearms and was accused of bribing his driver, Wardell Fenderson, to falsely claim ownership of his weapon. The highly publicized trial commenced under a gag order, with Combs represented by attorneys Johnny L. Cochran Jr. and Benjamin Braffman. Ultimately, Combs was acquitted of all charges, while Shyne was convicted on 5 out of 8 counts and received a 10-year prison sentence. Shortly thereafter, Combs and Lopez ended their relationship. A lawsuit brought by Fenderson, who claimed emotional distress following the incident, was settled in February 2004, with both parties agreeing to keep the terms confidential and stating that the issue had been satisfactorily resolved. In 2001, Combs was apprehended in Florida for operating a vehicle with a suspended license. In 2003, the National Labor Committee disclosed that factories manufacturing the Sean John clothing line in Honduras were in violation of local labor regulations. Allegations included that employees were subjected to invasive body searches and forced pregnancy tests. Access to restrooms was restricted, and employees faced stringent control over their movements. Workers were compelled to work overtime while receiving wages characteristic of sweatshop conditions. Charles Kernahan of the National Labor Committee remarked to the New York Times that Sean Puff Daddy clearly possesses significant influence, and he has the capacity to effect substantial changes for these workers almost immediately. In response, Combs initiated a thorough investigation, asserting to reporters, "I am as pro-worker as they come." On February 14, 2004, Kernahan reported that enhancements had been made at the factory, which included the installation of air conditioning and water purification systems, the dismissal of the most abusive supervisors, and the allowance for the establishment of a labor union. In the same year, Kirk Burroughs filed a lawsuit against Combs, alleging that he had been coerced into relinquishing his shares in Bad Boy Records through threats of violence. This case was dismissed in 2006 due to the expiration of the statute of limitations. In November 2005, Richard Dearlove, a London-based musician and DJ who had been performing under the name Diddy since 1992, 9 years prior to Combs adopting the name P. Diddy, sought a legal injunction in the High Court of Justice in London. He ultimately accepted an out-of-court settlement amounting to £10,000 in damages and over £100,000 in legal costs. Consequently, Combs is prohibited from using the name Diddy in the UK, where he continues to be referred to as P. Diddy. An assault charge brought against Combs by Michigan television host Rogelio Mills was resolved in Combs' favor in 2005. In August 2007, Gerard Recknitzer filed a lawsuit against Combs for battery, alleging that Combs had struck him outside a nightclub in Hollywood. Recknitzer claimed the incident occurred after he approached Combs while the music mogul was conversing with his girlfriend. The lawsuit was settled by Combs in March 2008 under undisclosed terms. In March 2008, the Los Angeles Times reported that the Notorious B.I.G. and Sean Combs were involved in the 1994 robbery and shooting of Tupac Shakur, citing alleged FBI documents as evidence. However, the newspaper later retracted this claim, admitting that the documents were fabricated. In 2012, Dexter Isaac, an associate of record executive Jimmy Henchman, confessed to shooting Tupac under Henchman's orders. In June 2015, Combs was taken into custody for aggravated assault following an incident with his son's football coach at the University of California, Los Angeles. The assault charges were subsequently dropped on July 2 due to insufficient evidence. On February 6, 2021, Combs initiated a $60 million lawsuit against the new proprietors of Sean John, alleging that they used his likeness without authorization and created false endorsements for their new product line. In June 2023, Combs filed a lawsuit against Diageo for racial discrimination, asserting that the spirits company intentionally undermined the marketing and sales of his Cîroc vodka and De Leon tequila brands. However, in January 2024, Combs voluntarily dismissed the lawsuit with prejudice and ended his business relationship with the company. On March 4, 2024, music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who was already pursuing legal action against Combs for sexual assault, filed a lawsuit against both Combs and his son Justin. He alleged that they were involved in a significant cover-up regarding the shooting of a 30-year-old man during a writers and producers camp at Combs Chalice recording studio in Los Angeles in September 2022. On March 25, 2024, Brendan Paul, a former Syracuse University basketball player and associate of Combs, was arrested at Opa-locka Airport in Miami-Dade County, Florida, on 2 counts of possession of cocaine and controlled substances. He was released the following day after posting a $2,500 bond. Lil Rod has accused Paul of serving as Combs' drug mule in court filings.